tractor therapy. You hear about it. Nobody can bother you. You can't really hear your phone ring. You just get on here and drive and think about, you know, what God's done for us, what God provides for us, what you can provide for yourself. How do you make it grow? What can you do to make your little piece of heaven better?
So you guys, this is not the second, but the third time that you've actually increased the size of this plot, because you do have the access to the bale equipment, skid loaders, and even a dozer if you need to create some of these openings and making them bigger, which is awesome. Because we've talked about, while we've been here the last couple of days, is trying to hit that percentage of total food plot. And it's nice that you have the equipment to do it, but also the land to work it into.
Yeah.
And you've got them scattered everywhere.
Yeah, when this started, this field was about where we are now, maybe another 5 yards. There's a hole right there where we started pushing up, and then Casey and I came down here with a bale 2 years ago and pushed it about to where you see the dirt now, and then came in and took it a little bit farther, and then cleaned everything up with a dozer, got all the stumps and everything. You can kind of see, and we're probably gonna go another 20, 30, 40 yards before it drops off. You can see the shooting house is behind us.
That's a great spot.
And you know, it's one of those things, you might get into 250, 300 yard shot, but that's okay. You know, it's not, they're going, like you said, though, they're going to work their way to you. So I'm more about food and giving them what they need to survive than actually killing something in this field, if that makes sense. You know, I mean, if he gets out there 350 yards, you're not comfortable with that shot, wait till he gets to 100. Tell us a little bit about this ryegrass and stuff that we got in here from the old guys that were here.
Well, you nailed it. The historic green field of the South is ryegrass, and it's easy to turn green. It's quick to establish. It looks pretty, but man, the options are so much better. Every field that you've had on this farm so far on this property has ryegrass as just a natural reoccurring seed at this point, because it's gone to seed so many times in the soil. That seed is laying there in the seed bank ready for a disturbance, and every time you work the ground you're going to get more. Now we can assess, there is clover growing in here. Yep. And if you can look across the field and find enough clover, there's clover everywhere you look. This is where one would say you could take clethodim or a grass selective herbicide and come in here and spray this and see what kind of results you get. And obviously it's not going to kill your clover, but
yeah, look down in there.
It's everywhere. Now, also some of this clover may be reseeding annual clover, which is okay. It's going to just live this year, and it'll need to be reseeded. But you do an application of clethodim, you see what kind of response you get, how much of this grass kills back, what kind of a base clover foundation is in there. Speaking of foundation clover, that's the product you guys are using in a lot of these new installations. Bring the ferminator in here. You could do a minimal tillage application and just add more seed early in the spring. So by fall time this coming year, you're going to have a stronger base. Or if you say, man, there's just not much in here, it's really not worth trying to salvage what we have, that's when you just come in here and nuke it all with glyphosate. And we're going to talk about using some other herbicides like glufosinate and enlist herbicide maybe to throw some of these trickier weeds and grasses off, knock them off their feet, because they're maybe getting a little accustomed to glyphosate. But a rotation of good herbicide use to clean these things up and start over from scratch where it needs to happen. But that's just where you guys are going to have to see the response that you're getting from those early onset uses of clethodim and eliminating ryegrass with the intention of putting some better options in there. When I say better options, in the grass family, it's going to be the cereal grains. Yeah. A common mistake that some guys make is that they They see that they've got a problem coming on. I need to get down there and spray that sometime soon. Well, that sometime soon is maybe 2 or 3, 4 weeks later. By then, that plant is so tall that herbicide is not going to be nearly as effective as it is when you catch it in that young, actively growing stage. A lot of these chemicals will tell you catch before it gets 4 to 6 inches tall.
Yeah, so we're behind the 8 ball right here.
Well, you know, the sooner the better, but definitely before it gets seeded out, man. By the time it gets to that bolt stage and it starts to put a seed head on, that grass is already firming off and hardening off, and it's not pulling in as many nutrients because it's setting seed. So active timing and responsive timing is super critical. And then when it doesn't work, when the plant's too tall, they want to blame the chemical company or the guy that told them what to do. That would be me. So then you'd be mad at me.